Greetings and salutations. This is Becca,
And I'm Kes.
and welcome to Act 4. Ever wondered what it's like to leap into a comic book? Well, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse brings that exhilarating experience to life on the big screen. In this podcast episode, we'll explore the, let's say, magnificent adventure that captivated audiences of all ages. In this initial segment, we will focus on our opinions regarding the movie, and we'll begin by summarizing the movie and what it entailed, and then provide our thoughts on it. So, Miles Morales, basically, the movie is about Miles Morales, who is a young teenager, and he gets bitten by a spider, and he struggles a bit with his responsibilities as Spider-Man. And the movie surrounds how he battles some evil, some bad people, some villains, and we get to see his mental transformation from a self-doubtful teenager to like someone that is a little more confident in his capabilities. So yeah, the movie was directed by Bob Persichetti, I believe, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Ruthman. And in the cast, we can find Shameik Moore as Miles Morales, Jake Johnson as Peter B. Parker, Hailee Steinfeld as Gwen Stefani, etc., etc., etc. So, Cass, what are your initial thoughts on the movie?
Um, for me, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is arguably one of the best, not only like animated movies, but like good cinematography in general. Because there's a lot that goes on in it. And for me, and personally, I think it's like every single element that makes it a great movie just together makes it like this beautiful creation that I genuinely think is like super well done. What about you?
Yeah, and I'd say that the soundtrack is also really interesting because it's a bit dynamic, which I really enjoyed because I wasn't expecting that. Actually, the first time I watched the movie was like a year and a half ago, and I like went into it without knowing what it was about. I went into it blindly because my boyfriend really likes the movie and was like, "You have to watch it." So I was like, "Okay, let me give it a try." And yeah, the music, the soundtrack was really good. I have to say in the beginning, I found the visuals to be a little overwhelming because I wasn't expecting that. So for me it was like all over the place. The like the light was good, but like didn't really like I wasn't expecting that type of light. And I don't know, I wasn't expecting that type of graphic because it's not like something that we see usually in like cartoons, which is really interesting because they wanted to do like the whole like comic aspect of it, but like as a animated movie, which I really enjoyed, but I wasn't expecting. So for me that was something that threw me off in the beginning, but the soundtrack pulled me back in because I found the songs to be really nice and I was bopping to them, and it was really interesting. So for me the movie was really really good. And I mean, they had a lot of like Easter eggs as well, so it was nice to try to like find what they were referencing. Like for example, when Stan Lee made like an appearance, and it was sad because I've heard that it was Stan Lee's last like appearance in a Marvel movie, because after that, well, he died unfortunately. And it's like a bit sad because like one of the last sentences he said like in the movie, he said something like, "I'm gonna miss him." And it's quite sad because like
Mm,
it's basically that, like when people went to see
yeah.
the movie in the theaters, the movie like Stanley was already dead. So like when the sentence he said like, "I'm gonna miss him," was like really typical because like people are gonna miss Stanley. And I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe still misses Stanley.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't for him.
yeah, exactly. So it was interesting to see like all the little hidden details. And yeah, that was what I really liked. And like I said, the animation style for me was really special in the beginning, but I got into it and I really enjoyed it. So it was good, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the same for me. I never really saw anything that really looked like visually that looked like it too often. So I think, yeah, it makes sense for it to be at the beginning. You're like, whoa, what is happening? But I think I really like the whole like comic book aspect of it because I think it brings it more to life. So
Yeah.
I feel like you said the music, the soundtrack in general is like probably the best thing ever. So like would you say that if it was without the music, if there wasn't like, Sunflower, What's Up Danger, and like the other one with Nicki Minaj, would you say the movie would be as good or like it would lack something?
Yeah, it would for sure lack something, I think. 'Cause like the action and sometimes just like I don't know, the movie, sorry, looked really cool. And I feel like the movie had a really nice role to play in that. Because for example, if they played like classical songs or like no songs,
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't hit the same, you know?
Yeah, one thing that I really like is when a movie or like just a TV show in general makes music specific for the movie or like the TV show. I think, because sometimes the lyrics
Mm-hmm.
matches what is happening or like the sound, the melody, the instruments or
Mm-hmm.
whatever matches what is happening. And
Mm-hmm.
like when you have something that is made for something specific, it just like makes it even better, you know
Yeah.
like you said, if it was like, I don't know, random song like Believer by Imagine Dragons instead of
Mm-hmm.
another, I don't think it would have hit the same.
Yeah, for sure. And another aspect that I really enjoyed about the movie is like all the spiders, like the
Yeah.
spider people. I felt like they all brought something different to the movie, and that was really interesting because I wasn't, like I said, I really went blindly to the movie, so
Mm.
I didn't know anything that was gonna happen. I didn't see the trailer even. So, for me, like all the spiders had like a bit of like something that was nice. Like Noir had like one-liner punches that were funny. Spider Ham was like I wasn't expecting him at all. So like
Yeah.
when I saw him, it was really funny. Yeah, so for me, it was like really interesting seeing all the spiders that came together.
Yeah, speaking of, like it's like the saying that, oh, everyone can be Spider-Man. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the aspect like, oh, you don't, it's a mask, but the person beneath is the most important, and that is what makes you um Spider-Man. And
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that they actually did show so many different variants of it, because it
Mm-hmm.
just shows a different like aspect that you wouldn't expect, especially with Peter Porker, like
Mm-hmm.
the one you would be like,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell? But it's like it makes sense, because
Yeah.
everyone can be it. And
Yeah.
that's one thing that I really like about the movie, and it's the way
Mm-hmm.
like it's storytelling, which is
Yeah.
like I think is very important. So like what did you think about it? Like the way the story was unfolding. Like what was your did you because I watched it like 3 times I think, and
Mm-hmm.
every time that I watch it again, I noticed something different.
So for the storytelling, I'd say it was really nicely paced. Like when, for example, well, Miles realized that his uncle is the one trying to kill him. Like it was really good because I feel like we saw all the development with him and we experienced a lot of like his first with him, which
Yeah.
I found really interesting. So for me, that was like it was a good storytelling.
One thing that I really like is the first movie is really about like expectations and like Miles trying to figure out like, oh, who he is. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I kind of noticed is at some point in one of the scenes, he's like at the beginning when he goes to like his new school, it's
Mm-hmm.
like overwhelming because there's like so many classes and little things to do, so many things he has to learn. And
Mm-hmm.
then when all the spider people go to Aunt May's like headquarter, like I guess you can call it
Mm-hmm.
like that, they also do the same thing. They're like, oh, can you do this, can you do that? And it's like for Miles, like basically our POV and his POV, it's like so
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming. And I think it's like it just shows how great they really how well, sorry, they really set the mood for like great expectations or like
Mm-hmm.
who he is and everything. So the storytelling for me is probably like the best thing about the movie, like the way it tells the whole entire thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. That was really interesting too. And I mean, I don't really watch a lot of animated movies. I'm not really into
Yeah.
that, but I like the way that they didn't shy away from like death. They would show death
Yeah.
and they would show grief, and they're like, it
Yes.
wasn't it
Yes.
wasn't all like, oh, it's for kids, like they really showed a lot of
Yeah.
like, I don't know, it showed a lot of like, they portrayed a lot of things that every generation I think can relate to.
Yes.
So for me that was interesting too.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Peter's death, like the first Spider-Man's death.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't expecting that. I thought I
Me
didn't, I
neither.
was like, He's Spider-Man, he won't die. It's okay.
Yeah.
Then when he died, I was like, oh, damn. I know it was meant to like, like progress Miles' story because
Yeah.
now he's the local Spider-Man. Now he has the responsibility. But like I wasn't expecting the other Peter to die. I thought like something would have happened and then Miles maybe would have to save him, but not necessarily him dying. So
Yeah. Or
yeah.
maybe he'd be his mentor instead of Peter B. Parker or something like that.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. What do you think about like the uncle?
Like
Genre,
Uncle
as
Aaron?
a as a
Yeah.
character. What do you think about him? Because I found him really fascinating. It seems like at the end when he died, that's when he
Yeah.
realized, like when he was about to kill Miles, it's like when he realized that what he was doing was wrong.
Yeah.
I felt like he was remorseful. What do you think?
I think I saw a review that basically talked about how Uncle Aaron is just like an older version of Miles because they both have abilities or like abilities that, well, yeah, they both have abilities, but like to a certain extent. And Uncle Aaron decided to use it for bad. And
Mm-hmm.
at the moment that he was on the roof with Miles and he saw that it was Miles, he
Mm-hmm.
realized, wow, I can't, like, this isn't me. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I really, really, really loved that he died. I know.
Why? But he was destined to die though, but
I mean,
yeah.
like, for the plot, of course.
Yeah.
Not that he deserved it, because he didn't deserve it at all. But
Mm-hmm.
it really, I think it's his death really is one of the reasons why Miles is like such a, I don't want to say like good, but like, hero. Like
Mm-hmm.
he became afterwards. Because I feel like Uncle Aaron was like his compass, or like his the person who like made him move forward or be himself, if you
Yeah.
want. Or yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Even more than his father. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Aaron, I mean, he was one of like the only people Miles truly felt comfortable with. So,
Yeah.
of course, his death and probably the realization that he was the one behind like a lot of like the bad things happening.
Yes.
Probably like a lot of this realization made Miles like maybe have like a more, let's say, gray vision of like the Spider-Man thing and not like black and white like a
Yeah.
lot of superheroes might have.
Yeah.
So for me that was interesting too.
Oh, actually, I don't know if we have time, but I wanted to see something. If you had to rate or like put like one top 5 of all like the Spider-Man that we know of, who's number 1 for you? Who's like
Oh,
the
it's
best Spider-Man?
it's hard because I really love Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. So it's really hard. The thing is for me, like maybe Andrew's Spider-Man is a bit better, but I still like Tom's Spider-Man and then it'd be Tobey and Miles. But
Yeah.
Miles is really good too, so maybe Miles before Tobey, but it's hard for me to evaluate. What would you say?
Oh, well, I didn't really have a ranking. To me, Miles is top 3. I love
Mm-hmm.
him so much. I think, yeah, like if they had to
Yeah.
fight, sorry, he literally can turn invisible. So that's all I'm gonna say.